presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Wisconsin.
The power is returning for Eric Thames. A home run in the series against the Boston Red Sox. He is still tied for the lead in the big leagues in big flies. Meanwhile, Jay Bruce and the Mets coming to town. In Bruce's career, mostly with Cincinnati, he has put up big numbers against Milwaukee pitching. Crew will try to keep him in check tonight. Brewers and Mets coming up. Welcome to the weekend. It is perfect tailgate weather outside Miller Park as the Brewers get set for a weekend series against the New York Mets. Milwaukee taking 2 out of 3 in the series against the Boston Red Sox. Crew continues to be a very competitive team and then some. You see what they've done here over the last couple of weeks plus, and the offense has been alive to the tune of 5.5 runs per game, led in large part by that guy, Eric Thames. As for the New York Mets, they have not lacked in drama. A lot of injuries, some off-field drama, but they're winning now as they're climbing out of an early season hole. They have won each of their last 4 series coming to Milwaukee this weekend. Good evening from inside Miller Park alongside Bill Schroeder. I'm Matt LePage. Jerry Augustine with us as well. And Rock, we got some business to tend to here. Ryan Braun, unfortunately, on the disabled list. He has had a couple of things going on, most recently some calf tightness. So he is out for the time being, and Eric Sogard, infielder, comes up from AAA.
Yeah, they really needed to put the Ryan Braun on that 10-day DL, and you know, it's easier to justify the 10-day disabled list as opposed to the 15-day when you lose a guy for over 2 weeks. But certainly Braun really struggling running the bases. He had that calf strain and the right arm, just not able to throw the ball all that well. This was his day. He was not able to finish that game. Actually, Ryan Braun's only started 1 game in the last 9 for the Brewers, so the team's been playing well without him in the lineup. Certainly going to miss him, but replacing Braun in the lineup or the roster is going to be Eric Sogard, a veteran guy. He's played 6 years with the Oakland A's. We saw him a lot in spring training. Very versatile player, Eric Sogard. So he's going to get an opportunity here at shortstop. To fill in left field, it's going to be Perez. You're going to see Thames out there, probably Franklin. So Brewers are going to do the best they can to fill the shoes of a big star.
It sounds like with Ryan Braun, it may not be a long trip to the disabled list. Hopefully the 10-day DL will be just that. Brawny meeting with reporters earlier today, and the feeling is this will not be a prolonged stay out of the lineup.
Pretty good. I think obviously I've had a couple MRIs over the last 5 days, which is never ideal. The calf is a grade 1 strain, which is the least significant. So I'm hopeful and optimistic that it'll be a minimal stay on the DL, but I think it's impossible to say for sure at this point. But overall, I feel okay.
Well, we mentioned with the Mets, there's been some off-field drama. Matt Harvey back from his 3-game suspension. He's on the mound tonight. Craig tells you about it coming up next.
Garza putting up ace-like numbers as he gets set for his 4th start. 7 strong innings in his last outing, only an earned run allowed. He has not walked a batter, covering the last 13 2/3 innings. He has been extremely efficient. Hi, everybody. Craig Kashan back with you on the broadcast. 2 Matts starting with 2 different storylines. Matt Garza has been very good in his first 3 starts, and Matt Harvey, on the other hand, has been very bad, especially lately. He makes his first start since the team suspended him earlier this week. Harvey, a promising ace, sure pitched like one in his first 4 starts, but his last 2 starts was completely ineffective with that high ERA. Then last Saturday, a day before his start, failed to show up for the game, so he was suspended. He apologized later, saying he was out past curfew Friday, then golfed on Saturday and just didn't show up for work. So that's what Matt Harvey faces, a second lease maybe on his career starting tonight. The story of 2 Matts, Chapter 1 follows first pitch, which we have for you when we return. Enjoy it, folks.
Right now is that we have depth with our position players, and you can put guys in there and give guys days off, and you know, I feel good about the lineup we're putting out there, you know, no matter who's in there. So it's definitely an area that we've strengthened ourselves this year.
Strength, a very fitting word for the Brewers. First baseman Eric Thames has 13 home runs, tied for the lead in all of Major League Baseball. As he takes his position, we will have the roof closed here tonight, nice and comfortable inside Miller Park as we start this series, the Brewers and the Mets. Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Let the games begin. Well, Terry Collins brings his Mets team into Milwaukee. They're playing some pretty good ball. As we showed you a couple of minutes ago, they've won 8 of their last 12. Each of their last 4 series they have won, despite all of the injuries and other assorted drama going on with this ball club here in 2017. Still very much in the mix. Let's take a look at the batting order for the Mets, presented by Potawatomi. Michael Conforto, who's been pretty good at that leadoff spot. He'll be followed by Asdrubal Cabrera and Jay Bruce. Neil Walker, the former Pirate, hitting cleanup. Curtis Granderson, T.J. Rivera, Lucas Duda back from the DL, Rene Rivera behind the plate, Matt Harvey on the mound. As you see, Jay Bruce, and he has hit a lot of long balls at the expense of Brewers pitching. And on the mound for the Crew tonight is Matt Garza.
Yeah, Garza's been very good his last couple of times out. He's gone 7 innings his last time out at Pittsburgh. 1 run allowed, 8 hits in those 7 innings. Has not allowed a walk in his last 2 appearances. 4 strikeouts for him his last time out. Let's check out the Menards defense backing up Garza here today. Got Hernan Perez getting another start out in left field. Ryan Braun on the disabled list. You figure Perez getting a number of opportunities out there in left. Roxon Santana round out the outfield. Shaw, Eric Sogard just called up from AAA, has extensive big league experience over in the American League. VR Thames on the right side and Jet Bandy behind home plate.
This marks a big comeback here for Sogard, whose 2016 was wiped out because of a knee injury just a couple of games in the minor leagues before signing on with the Brewers. So clearly a big night for him. And we are underway at Miller Park as Matt Garza works against Michael Conforto, the left fielder. And this leadoff spot for him has been very much to his liking. They have struggled mightily at the top of the order until Conforto got the opportunity, as that's something he hasn't had until this season in his young career. And this leadoff spot has been impressive, including showing some power. He has hit 3 of his 8 home runs hitting at the top of the order for the Mets. Gets the call now for the 18th time in this season, and we mentioned in his career, which is now year 3 with the Mets. Here's the 1-1 pitch.
Man, when your leadoff hitter gets on base and is productive, you score a lot of runs. No team in the big leagues have scored more runs in the month of May than the Mets, even with all the injuries that they have, and putting up some runs.
And both teams, we mentioned it a lot with the Brewers, their offensive firepower in the first inning. Well, the Mets have a lot of that as well. As Terry Collins has navigated this team to a 16-17 record. They went through a stretch where they lost 10 out of 11. And all kinds of players on the disabled list, including Yoenis Cespedes, who's still trying to work his way back. Their pitching staff obviously beat up, as Conforto will lift one into left field. And backing on it is Hernan Perez for the first out of the night. Here is the shortstop as Drupal Cabrera. Couple of all-star years with the Cleveland Indians. Second year of his 2-year deal with the Mets. Mentioned the Mets at 16-17. They're in second place in the National League East. The Nationals ahead of the field by 5.5 games. No one else in the East has so much as a 500 record. The Mets are hoping to. They may never be whole this season. Obviously, Noah Syndergaard outs for the foreseeable future. A big hit, obviously, to the bullpen. We learned yesterday, Juris Familia with the blood clot issue. He had surgery, and the word is he could very well be done for the year. Addison Reed, who has closed in his career, will have that role now for the Mets.
Yeah, but with all that, the Mets are hanging in there. I mean, they've been playing some pretty good baseball. Game under 500. It's going to be tough for any team to catch the Washington Nationals if they keep playing the way they have been. But still in all, you stick around, you stay close, and you hope some of these guys get back.
And the beauty of today's baseball, you don't have to win your division. You'd love to, but with the wild card in play, they would be very much in the mix for that, and hope they can stay in the mix, injuries at all. 2 balls, 1 strike to Asdrubal Cabrera. He'll be followed by Jay Bruce as we are just getting started here at Miller Park, and he has Cabrera out in front, and the count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And that's what he's been doing. I mean, he's a pitcher now more than ever. Doesn't have that big fastball. Locating the fastball, the 4-seamer and the 2-seamer, but you know, the changeup really starting to come around, and his curveball has been very good.
2-2 pitch coming to the Mets shortstop. How's this out of play? We talked about these Mets injuries, and here is the list, and it is a lengthy one. They're thinking that Cespedes is reasonably close to coming back. At the bottom of that list there, Familia could very well be done for the year. David Wright's been dealing with injuries for quite a while now. But again, they are in the fight.
They're still scoring a lot of runs too in the month of May. I mean, what, 64 runs?
The Mets team that is just a couple of years removed from the World Series, got into the postseason last year. All the talk about that terrific hard throwing pitching staff, it's been chopped up a little bit, but they are pressing on. As you saw Jay Bruce on deck, and he just seems to light up when he faces Brewers pitching, and certainly was the case when he was with Cincinnati.
Well, I hope the change of uniform is going to change that success. He likes hitting here. He likes hitting against Milwaukee for sure.
And in a pretty good groove right now with New York. Full count to Asdrubal Cabrera. Matt Garza trying to continue the work that he has turned in each of his last 2 outings. You mentioned a tough luck no decision against the Pirates. He and Garrett Cole hooked up in a good one. On a chilly Saturday night at PNC Park.
Ended up being a 2-1 loss to the Pirates in 10 innings.
Greg Council's team a game over 500, 18-17. Missed a chance to sweep the Red Sox yesterday, but that was a very well pitched game. And we all found out together that Craig Kimbrell still has it.
Wow.
As he was just nasty.
Yeah, unhittable stuff. Good that the Brewers don't have to deal with him.
Get him out of the league, as he showing that stuff that made him one of the premier closers in the National League with the Atlanta Braves. But Jimmy Nelson, Corey Knebel was just electric. Again, pitching out of some trouble, continuing that stretch of strikeouts that he has every outing this year. He has at least 1 punch out. 10th pitch of the at bat coming up here. Matt Garza against Asdrubal Cabrera. And that is strike 3 call. Garza wins the long battle.
Yeah, right at the bottom of the strike zone. 2-seam fastball. Cabrera still barking at Tom Hallion. No umpire enjoys a ring up more than Tom Hallion. Check it out. He thought about it for a second and then just rang him up. That is a strike 3 call you got to be prepared for. You got to stretch it out a little bit before you start doing that.
Yeah, you'd hate to pull a muscle in the first inning. Get yourself nice and loose. Here's Jay Bruce. Good news is he's out of the Central Division. The bad news, he's still in the National League.
You got to stretch it out, and there you go. That's the gamer. That's the gamer ring up right there.
That's a strained oblique waiting to happen. But he avoids it. Good pregame routine he must have.
Yeah.
0-1 the count. Garza versus Bruce. And a bouncing ball over to Eric Thames, and another nice start for Matt Garza on a Friday night at Miller Park. Brewers coming up, bottom of the first. Milwaukee Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. By Hupy and Abraham, voted best, rated best. Hupy and Abraham, tell them you mean business. And by Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Nice spring night here in Milwaukee. Let's quickly check out the Brewers batting order presented by Potawatomi. VR, Thames, and Perez at the top. Shaw, Santana, Bandy in the middle. Broxton, Eric Sogard, Matt Garza rounding out the lineup against the Mets starter Matt Harvey. And the first pitch to VR is a fastball that misses inside.
Yeah, last two starts have blown up the earned run average for Matt Harvey. He was going along pretty good for 3 starts. He's lost his last 2.
You could think that with Harvey not having pitched for a while that he might have a little extra something to the fastball. As you look at Harvey's numbers there, Rock, that illustrates your point. Those last 2 outings bumped it up a lot.
Yeah, strikeouts down, walks up a little bit, and he's given up to 7 home runs.
Little chopper off the bat of Jonathan VR, and it's handled by Harvey for out number 1.
Well, the Menards defense for the New York Mets, they turned 26 double plays. That's the 3rd fewest in the National League. Lucas Duda fresh off the disabled list. He's getting a start at first base. Conforto, Granderson, and Bruce in the outfield. Rivera, Cabrera, Neil Walker around the horn, and Rene Rivera behind home plate.
1 out bottom of the first as Eric Thames settles in. Mentioned those last couple of starts for Harvey as he faces Thames, and home runs number 12 and 13 coming here this week. Number 12 in Pittsburgh, number 13 the series opener at Miller Park, as Thames will lift one into left field. Conforto near the line for out number 2. Those last 2 starts for Harvey got knocked around by the Braves. And by the Braves again in Atlanta. A combined 12 earned runs he's allowed. 4 1/3 in the first outing, 5 1/3 the second time around. Coming off the 3-day suspension is Harvey. And here is Hernan Perez in left field as Ryan Braun, if you are just checking in on the 10-day disabled list, the calf injury. So for tonight, Perez, who has obviously played all over the place, he has started 6 different positions, gets the starting call here, and he promptly smacks one up the middle, a base hit.
Well, you figure Perez is going to get plenty of opportunities out in left field. Craig Counsell has mentioned, you know, the fact that Thames will make it a start out there once in a while to give Aguilar a start at first. You know, Nick Franklin you can throw him out there, but Hernan Perez, he can play anywhere and hits wherever he plays.
He is the 2-out base runner for Travis Shaw. Shaw had a good series against his former team. 4 for 11 against the Red Sox. Didn't hide the fact he was looking forward to the series, and it turned out pretty well for him, helping the Brewers win 2 out of 3. Against a Red Sox team that many believe is a serious contender to win the American League pennant. .26 RBIs for Shaw. That continues to lead this Brewers team, 1 step ahead of Thames in that department.
Hey, even the loss yesterday was a really good game, well pitched game. Jimmy Nelson really on the top of his game in yesterday afternoon's contest. Brewers lost it in the 9th.
And Neftali Feliz giving up a 3-run homer to Mookie Betts, and he had a terrific series in his own right, did Betts. 1-0 to Shaw is in there, a fastball to even the count.
Yeah, one of the major differences for Harvey has been velocity on the fastball. He used to, you know, cruising speed about 97. You know, now it's 93, 94. It's a big difference.
It's come off a couple of significant surgeries here in the last couple of years, as Shaw will lift one into left field shallow. Long run Conforto, and he will make the catch. And that'll do it for the Brewers in the first. They leave a man. We are through 1 scoreless in Milwaukee.
Garza has evolved from a power pitcher to more of a guy that mixes it up a lot. You can see what he was able to do so far this year. I mean, relying a lot more on the off-speed stuff. Look at the changeups. You know, changeups have been more of an issue for him and more of a opportunity for him to get out. You know, the curveball, the slider, obviously has been a big part throughout his career, but you can see that Garza has gone from power pitcher that just tries to blow the ball by guys to a guy that tries to keep them off balance. He's done a good job of it, you know, so far in his first handful of starts.
Yeah, it really was an attention grabber when he got a strikeout on the changeup in the game, in the outing he had against Atlanta back on April 30th. It was a grinder his first time out against Cincinnati, although he gave up just one earned run. Needed a lot of pitches to get through 4 innings. He faces Neil Walker here in the top of the second. Against the Braves and the Pirates, Matt was very, very good. Now you see the numbers for the former Pirate, what he has done against the Brewers in his career. Walker in his second year with the Mets. There's the curve from Matt that misses up and away. Walker came over in the trade for John Neese. He's a Pittsburgh guy. It was a trade that, with much of the fan base in the world of the Pirates, didn't go over very well. He's another guy that has been dealing with injuries and back issue, lower back issue. Trying to A, get healthy, B, stay healthy, and then put up some numbers here for this Mets team.
And Mets starting to get up there in age a little bit. And Neil Walker has always been a very productive second baseman when he is healthy. Averaged down quite a bit so far.
A big power year with the Pirates 3 seasons ago when he homered 23 times. 3-0 pitch, and Walker takes a 4-pitch walk to begin the second.
And if you notice, his Mets lineup filled with left-handed hitters. Garza's going to have to deal with 6 of them. You know, 4 lefties and 2 switch hitters. And coming into play, left-handers have hit Garza at about a 346 clip. So he's got his work cut out for him tonight.
Knowing that, Terry Collins stacks that lineup. And here's Curtis Granderson. Good numbers in his career against the Brewers, but struggling mightily here so far this season. Center fielder for the Mets. By the way, that walk from Garza, that's the first he has allowed now since his outing against the Reds, his first outing. Had no walks against the Braves, no walks against the Pirates. A combined 11 strikeouts in those 2 turns. 0-1 the count to Granderson.
And Mets not a running team, so Garza doesn't have to worry too much about the stolen base. And Neil Walker has never been a guy that steals a lot, so you don't have to really concentrate too much. Keep him honest. You don't have to quicken your delivery all that much with the Mets.
Ball a strike to Curtis Granderson with Walker the runner at first, and this is lifted in the air. And calling for it will be Eric Sogard. That's out number 1. Sogard back in the big leagues. Mentioned the years he had with the A's. Knee injury wiped out his 2016.
Yeah, we saw a lot of him in spring training. He played everywhere, even in the outfield. He was competing for one of those spots on the bench.
He's putting up good numbers. Colorado Springs hitting .330. So with Ryan Braun on the disabled list, it is Sogard getting the opportunity. Here is TJ Rivera. He has been a very good story for this Mets team. He's from the Bronx, one of just a handful of New York City players in the big leagues these days. A lot of years in the minor leagues, hit well at every level. Not big power numbers, not a big home run guy, not a guy who walks a lot, but just hits. And he's been getting the chance a lot of time at first with Lucas Duda out, but with Duda off the DL. They move Rivera to the other corner. A ball, a strike. 1 out, 1 on here in the second. An even .300 average for T.J. Rivera. On base percentage at .382. He does have a homer. He's driven in 7.
There's a good pitch right on the inside corner. Two-seamer, 89 miles an hour. It's all about location these days for Garza. He's had good location so far.
Head in the count, a ball, 2 strikes. A leadoff walk to Neil Walker, a pop up from Curtis Granderson. Rivera made his big league debut last year. Undrafted free agents. Played in 33 games a year ago. Called up August 10th. And performed well and is doing more of the same here early this season for the Mets. And he goes the other way. A base hit to right. Walker to second, and the Mets with 2 on and 1 out in inning number 2.
Yeah, good piece of hitting by Rivera on the curveball. Just kind of serving it out there in the right field, not over swinging. You see the spin on it. Going down and away, and good job staying on it. Rivera able to punch it into right field. And not a bad pitch by Garza, but good job by Rivera to go the other way.
There's the first hit of the night for the Mets. Walker now the runner at second. Friday night crowd here at Miller Park, looking for good crowds this weekend. The Brewers have this 3-game series with the Mets before moving on to San Diego. 4 games with the Padres and then 3 against the Cubs at Wrigley Field. Here is Lucas Duda, back off the disabled list tonight. First pitch swing and a ground ball to Villar. Here's one to Sogard, on to Thames, and that's a double play. Nobody turns more in the National League than the Milwaukee Brewers.
Are they going to take a look at it? I don't know. Terry Collins doesn't look too interested in it.
Take a look. We'll see. It doesn't look as though the Mets are going to challenge. Sogard with the turn.
Yep, he's out.
They would be wise not to challenge. Double play number 43, turned by the Crews. Still scoreless at Miller Park. Brewers no score. Brewers defense turning in another double play. Now they get another look at Matt Harvey. as he faces Domingo Santana. Santana, again, swinging the bat pretty well. We've talked a lot about Keon Broxton, who we will see hit third in this inning, and he's been on a tear. Santana hitting at a .351 clip over his last 12 games.
Yeah, rough day at the office yesterday, but that's a nice thing about baseball. You get right back at it today. A good changeup by Harvey to get Santana out in front.
1-1 pitch. Well, the good man Harvey is one of the best around, an all-star in 2013. Matter of fact, he was the starting pitcher for the National League at Citi Field on that July night 4 years ago. But missed all of 2014 with Tommy John surgery. Came back a year later and was very, very good. A .274 earned run average, 13 wins. Pitched nearly 190 innings. So he walks Santana, and that's how the bottom of the second begins for Milwaukee.
And last year his season was ended early. He was 4-10 with an earned run average around 5.
He needed surgery for thoracic outlet syndrome. That ended his season, and you're right, the high ERA, and it led some to wonder. There's always a lot of doctors, I guess, out there that maybe he pushed it a bit much the year before, coming off Tommy John surgery, to work nearly 190 innings. As you remember him in the final game of that World Series, he talked his way back onto the mound for the 9th inning against the Royals. Here's Jet Bandy getting into one. This is heading to the gap in left center field. And that's extra bases. Santana around third. They're waving him around. And he will score. The Brewers are first on the board here in the second inning.
And Jet Bandy able to find the gap out there in left center. No, Ed Cedar saw the bobble out there in the gap. Granderson bobbled it, dropped it. And that's what prompted Ed Cedar to send Santana to home. Well, the Brewers strike first. There's your bobble right there. And because of that, Santana able to score the game's first run.
A double and RBI number 10 for Jet Bandy. The Brewers score first. Those two reach, a walk to Santana, RBI double from Bandy, and here is Keon Broxton. It's 6 for 12 in the series against the Red Sox. Big night for him on Tuesday in the opener of that series. Goes the other way, and this is toward the corner, and that is a foul ball.
And not by much. That's what he's been doing. Everything to right field. I mean, everything. Even pitches middle in where you would expect he'd try and pull. That ball just kept slicing as it got down in the corner.
We've been talking about this for a while, and here's why. You take a look at Keon's ability to go the other way, and yet is strong enough he can turn on one. We have seen him do that and send one over the wall and left or into the gap in left center. 0-2 the count. Bandy the runner at second.
A fair amount of changeups already for Matt Harvey.
A lot of us were wondering, with the amount of time between outings, if he would just rear back and throw fastball after fastball. It's been such a big part of it for this entire Mets staff. And that is strike 3 called, and out number 1 in the second.
Yeah, another one doubled up on a changeup. That one right on the outside corner. Up in the zone, 87 miles an hour. You can see the grip, the rotation, and Tom Hallion rings it up. Rene Rivera held it there nicely. Good job of framing that pitch, making it look good.
One out. Bandy the runner at second. Now Harvey will take a look at Eric Sogard. First big league at bat since 2015 with the A's, and gets a welcome back fastball up and in from Matt Harvey. There you see, this is what got Sogard up to the bigs again. A very good start with the Sky Sox. Driving in runs. One-0 pitch. And last year with the A's in 2015, Sogard hit .247. A fan favorite. They had the nerd power section going. He had a good 6-year run. Really, the last 3, he had much more regular playing time.
Hey, whatever it takes. I mean, everybody has a different look, right?
Oh, yeah. It's got him in the big leagues for several years. Former Arizona State Sun Devil, originally drafted by the San Diego Padres in the 2nd round of the draft a decade ago. 3-0 pitch. You see his numbers again. The last 3 years with the A's was when he spent the majority of his time, up and down in 2010, 11, and 12. 3-1 pitch. If you're just checking in with us tonight, this is why Eric Sogard is here and why we're talking about him here tonight. Ryan Braun on the 10-day disabled list with the left calf strain.
And the arm. I mean, it's listed as a calf strain, but the throwing right arm, the throwing arm was really giving Ryan problems defensively. Much easier decision to put him on the 10-day DL as opposed to that 15-day.
Yeah, it's been a wise change in the length of the disabled list as Sogard draws a walk. Second walk given up by Matt Harvey here in the inning. Already is going to merit a team meeting here on the Miller Park mound.
And Dan Warthen, the pitching coach, an early visit.
They're going back to the Braun story to close the chapter on that. If you're just joining us, the good news with this, it sounds as though the 10-day DL is what it is with Braun. It will not. They don't anticipate a lengthy stay. Great counsel talking with reporters, and worth mentioning again with Hernan Perez getting the call and left here tonight. Doesn't want to have Perez be a one-position guy. That isn't who Perez is, and he can play all over the place. So you'll see Nick Franklin out there, see Thames out there. You have some options. Here's Matt Garza. Runners at first and second and one out. Garza getting in the pitcher's hit parade this season. RBI single in 6 at-bats. Bunting situation here. Pulls back and takes strike one.
Well, if you can, you want to bunt it toward third base. Make TJ Rivera vacate the bag, and better opportunity to advance the base runners.
Bandy at second. Eric Sogard, the runner at first. There's the bunt toward the third base side. Harvey will throw it to the lead runner, is cut down. He can get it up the line or close to the line, and Harvey able to go out there and make the play, and Jet Bandy, the lead runner, erased at third.
Yeah, good effort. You know, Bandy not the fastest runner on the Brewers roster, but Garza making an effort to get down the third baseline. You know, TJ Rivera gets back to third in time, and you see the stretch playing first baseman to get that lead runner.
So Garza, the new runner at first, as Sogard is at second. Lineup turns over to Jonathan Villar. On base percentage of .268. Trying to get that to continue to move up. It was about 100 points more than that last year for Villar.
Just got to stick with him. And Craig Counsell has done that.
Harvey with a 1-0.
Well, you get off to a slow start and you start pressing a little bit. I think that is part of the issue for Jonathan Villar right now. Just trying to make up for a bad start, and nothing good ever happens when you try and do that.
Started pushing it a little bit, got thrown out trying to steal third the other night. Swing and a miss. They were caught stealing when he was hung up, got himself picked off first, caught in a rundown. Everybody knows what he provided at the top of the order last year, and someone you could count on putting down on the lineup card night after night after night. Fastball up that Villar cannot catch up to. 2-2.
Yep, change up high fastball. Got himself back into the count.
Matt Harvey, that All-Star year of 2013, he was 4th in the All-Star voting. Clayton Kershaw, Adam Wainwright, Jose Fernandez were the top 3. 2-2. Jonathan Villar representing the Brewers last night at the Wisconsin Sports Awards, the annual event.
Yeah, how was that?
It was very well done, as always. Had it over at the University of Wisconsin Fieldhouse, but to see Villar over there, a couple hours after a game to make that trip. That was well done on the part of Jonathan Villar. But fun night over there in Madison. 2-2 again. Villar fouls it back.
Nice that they set that up at that venue for you. I mean, you knew how to get to the field house, right?
They did. Yeah, I had don't need my GPS for that. I've
been there a few times.
The real effort, though, the star from here to there outside of Villar was Sophia Minard. She had to help present the very first award. So I had a little buffer. I had some cushion. But she got there, as always. Well, it's fun. It's a great idea. They bring athletes, high school athletes, college athletes, Marquette basketball well represented, Milwaukee Panthers, on and on, every level. Aaron Rodgers there last night. That always gets people excited.
Right.
He's pretty good.
He's a draw.
He's a draw. Very well done event. Payoff pitch. Villar chopping this one up the line, and it will roll foul. That's what happens when you're not going well. We have seen some of those dribblers up the line against the Brewers that have just hugged the line.
Another changeup. Harvey's thrown a lot of those changeups, and this one able to, rolls foul. Harvey grabs it. Villar has to go back and do it all over again.
This is one area where Jonathan has fared pretty well. Opportunities presented to him. That's 17 runs batted in this season. Runners will be on the move. Payoff pitch. And another walk. Served up by Matt Harvey, his third of the inning, and he loads him up for the big man, Eric Thames. People were wondering for a little while what was going on with the power. Been about a week and a half. Homered on Sunday in Pittsburgh. This was how his Tuesday began. Powerball home run count, 13 of them for Eric Thames. He and Ryan Zimmerman atop all of the big leagues.
It's so strong. He got under that one. It just just kept going. Carried out of here. Part of a 5-run first inning for the Brewers.
13 bombs, 25 RBIs for the Milwaukee first baseman. That's why you come to the ballpark. If it's the early innings or late innings, a matchup like this with the bases full of Brewers and Eric Thames at the plate. Big numbers all across the board. Still at or near the top in a number of categories. Eric Thames. The 1-0. Cut and a miss. Harvey again off speed.
Another off speed pitch. Yep, breaking ball, curveball this time to get Thames over the top of it.
Harvey has walked 3. He has given up an RBI double to Jet Bandy. A ball, a strike to Eric Thames. Another off-speed pitch is popped up, and this will carry out of play. I saw that big-time matchup yesterday when Thames was squaring off against Craig Kimbrell. Kimbrell was just ridiculous.
Yeah, you can't hit his stuff.
No.
Throwing 98, an electric slider.
Ball, 2 strikes to the Milwaukee first baseman. Sogard at third, Garza at second, Villar the runner at first, and Sogard creeping down the line, which he can do that because TJ Rivera is in essence playing shortstop.
Yeah, you can go halfway down the line and not worry too much.
You see the shift.
Which means if a ball gets away from Rivera just a little bit, you might be able to score. Huge lead at third.
A third of the way down already. Good matchup right here. Thames versus Harvey. Brewers with a run across already in the second to turn this into a really nice inning. More than a third, almost halfway down is Sogard. 2-2. And that is strike 3 and a frustrated Eric Thames. It's about as much emotion as you will see as Matt Harvey walked him loaded but pitched his way out of it, getting Eric Thames as the Brewers score 1 but lead 3. We're after 2 at Miller Park with the Brewers leading the Mets 1-0. bases loaded, but they do score a run to get the jump here on the Mets and Matt Harvey. Time now for our Car Soup scoop from the clubhouse. As you see, Eric Sogard called up in AAA Colorado Springs with Ryan Braun on the 10-day disabled list with the calf injury. Neftali Feliz, they're going to give him a little break from the 9th inning role. They're going to, Craig Counsell telling reporters, they're going to have him at different spots of the game to try to get him right. And you could see a little flow here really tonight, and maybe moving forward. Corey Knebel obviously has been terrific, but you could see a little mixing and matching going on, quite honestly. And remember, Knebel yesterday needed 41 pitches to get through. So some multiple options, Rock, likely here, at least for the time being.
Yeah, well, and again, it can't be a confidence thing for Feliz, because he's experienced everything. He's been around a long time. It's just, you know, something in his mechanics. He's walking guys when he comes in. You can't walk guys in the 9th inning and expect to you know, get the job done. So it's going to be Corey Knebel for the time being, until Craig Counsell is satisfied that Feliz has his stuff back.
Well, Knebel has just been electric. We use that term a lot, and it's certainly applied to Craig Kimbrel, but the work of Knebel, the ability to work out of a bases loaded jam yesterday. Their runners were at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out, loaded with 1, and back-to-back strikeouts.
He's throwing just like he always has. I mean, the velocity is not any better. It's location with a fastball, but that pitch right there, that's the difference maker. The curveball for Knebel, able to throw it for strikes, and when he throws it for strikes, he's able to get that fastball by hitters up in the strike zone just like that. You can see how fired up he is. He used a lot of pitches to get through an inning and 3rd yesterday. Good job by Knebel, as usual.
Rene Rivera leading off here for the Mets in the 3rd inning. Travis d'Arnaud on the disabled list, wrist injury. I showed you that long list of the bumps and bruises that the Mets are going through. Curve misses low and away. A ball, 2 strikes now to the New York catcher.
But they continue to score runs.
They do.
You know, gotta keep reminding you of that. I mean, they got a lot of firepower not playing, but you know they lead the big leagues in runs scored in May. They're getting it done somehow.
And this guy's been swinging a better bat here of late. Very good bat. 12 for his last 25, and it's about to be 13 of his last 26 as he dumps a single into center field.
They had both hits coming on curveballs. 81 miles an hour. Rivera went down and got it. There you see the grip, the rotation, and almost the same spot where TJ Rivera got his base hit. So the Rivera is 2 for 2.
There is Rene Rivera. Here's Matt Harvey. A strikeout of Eric Thames with the bases loaded to end the 2nd inning.
Yeah, Eric chasing a high fastball. He was upset with himself too.
Yeah, that's a rare occurrence where you see him spike the helmet.
Still talking to himself.
Yeah.
Actually not talking to himself. He's yelling at himself. He takes every pitch, every at bat personally, according to his manager.
Yeah, that's all the description you need to know. How seriously Eric takes every at bat, every pitch, every inning. Harvey behind, 2 strikes and nothing. We mentioned the Mets' ability to score runs. Harvey has had good run support in his outings. The Mets do come to Milwaukee having won 8 of their last 12. They won the series against the Giants, let the final game of that set get away from them on Wednesday afternoon. 2-2 pitch, double play chance. VR, Sogard, Thames, second double play of the night.
Even better. Even better than the bunt, right?
Yes, sir.
Let him swing away with 2 strikes and turn. Brewers able to turn the double play. Pretty easy. Yet another double play for Milwaukee. Does not get any easier than this.
Two men out, bases empty now for Michael Conforto, who hit a fly ball to Hernan Perez to begin the game. Mentioned the productivity the Mets have been getting from Conforto at the top of the order. Those in the leadoff spot not named Michael Conforto have combined to go 4 for 71. Well, Terry Collins had a pretty good reason to give this a whirl, and it's working out all right.
Yeah, and they've been scoring some runs. Saw the same thing with the Red Sox here. Lineup switch. They started to score some runs with Mookie Betts at the top of the order.
Greg Counsell yesterday talking about what a well-pitched, well-played game that was yesterday afternoon. Very clutch pitching on both sides. Obviously, the Red Sox got the better of it with that Betts homer in the 9th off Neftali Feliz. This team continues to play good, solid ball for the most part. Some hiccups defensively now and then, but they're 18 and 17 and playing pretty well in this crowded National League Central.
And they've been getting some pretty good starting pitching. You know, with Junior Guerra set to come back here in the next couple of weeks probably, and it's going to be a tough decision as to who is going to be coming out of the rotation.
2-2 pitch to Conforto.
I mean, think about it. The Brewers over the last 10 days have played some pretty good baseball, and Ryan Braun's only started one of those games.
Yeah, that's the thing, and you mentioned it during the road trip. And you see Junior Guerra, they're a competitive team without their opening day starter, but to split the road trip as they did, Ryan Braun had one at bat. Haven't seen him much, obviously, and we won't the rest of this homestand, and yet here they are, very competitive as Conforto bounces out to VR, and Matt Garza continues to work effectively. 1-0 Brew Crew. Mets as we move to the bottom of the 3rd inning. First game of this series at Miller Park. Let's check out our minor league report. Clint Coulter now with the AA Biloxi Shuckers. Check out what he's done the last 3 games. Showing power, driving in runs. 4 for his last 8. Former first-round pick. Former catcher, matter of fact, doing some good things for the Shuckers. He works his way up. Moving up the ladder now, Double-A.
Yeah, the Brewers signed him right out of high school. He used to be, you know, tall, skinny. He is starting to fill out that uniform these days.
Yes, he is. Thickening up a little bit.
Yeah, all muscle.
Yeah. Made that move. I remember he was up in the booth. We were talking to him about it. Right fielder now for the Shuckers, but was drafted and played a lot of catcher. And mentioned that the move is probably going to be made, and early returns seem to be favorable for him, at least this season.
Yeah.
A pretty good little stretch right now. Perez, Shaw, and Santana here in the bottom of the third. Perez a 2-out single in the first inning. Run on 2 hits for the Brewers. They left the bases loaded in the second. They did score, but Harvey got a strikeout of Eric Thames, and now Perez sends one deep in the right field. Jay Bruce looks up, it's gone, and on Perez goes opposite field. It's a 2-0 lead for the Crew.
Yeah, just love his approach. That base hit to center, home run to right. Guy could just flat out hit. There's a fastball up and away, and Perez goes right with it. He's so confident in his hands. He doesn't panic. He lets the ball travel and puts a good swing on it and dumps it over that wall and right. 8th home run allowed this year by Matt Harvey,
which matches his total from a year ago. For Perez, his 5th long ball of the year. And he gives his team a 2-0 lead. Shaw with a big cut. One pitch, another fastball.
Got to lay off that high heater. 94, 96, up around the letters.
And that time he does lay off. Two balls, 2 strikes to Travis Shaw. Harvey walked 3 in the second inning. Mets are waiting for that dark night to reappear. Nickname very prominent for Harvey in the All-Star year, and certainly what he did a couple of years ago in helping the Mets get to the World Series. Swing and a miss. Fastball upstairs gets Shaw for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, 3rd strikeout for Matt Harvey.
Here's Domingo Santana.
That high fastball looks so good because it's so close to the eyes. I mean, it looks like a softball coming at you, but with the velocity that Harvey puts on it, it's tough to get the barrel of the bat on it.
Been hitting in that 95, 96 range here at times. We mentioned at the top that was part of the storyline with Harvey, with the multiple surgeries, that he's lost some velocity. Santana lifts one into shallow right center field. That's going to fall, base hit. Looked like Bruce may have lost that a bit. Also hit in no man's land, and Santana with a 1-out single.
Yeah, I don't think Bruce ever saw it. He was going after it, then lost it, I guess. Santana gets jammed on it. It dumps it out there and able to find the base hit. Jay Bruce, typically or normally a very good outfielder, and would ordinarily be able to grab that one, but the jam shot ends up as a base hit for Santana.
A good defender, big arm through the years, Jay Bruce.
Yeah, you don't run on him. Good arm, very accurate.
A long-time Cincinnati Red. Settling in a bit now as a Met. Jet Bandy, a run-scoring double that opened up the scoring here tonight. 1 inning ago, Hernan Perez with a solo homer to make it a 2-0 game right now. One-0 pitch to Bandy. Off the screen of the Brewers dugout. Screen is good. Ryan Braun appreciates he has enough going on with the arm issue and the calf injury.
Only the 3rd time in his career he's been on the disabled list.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's been able to count on him, and was off to a terrific start. Had a very good month of April, and was playing every day. We would see him with in games where you're thinking, you know, day game after a night game, maybe he'd take a day off. No, he was on a run where he was in that lineup day after day. Saying with the calf injury, he couldn't remember anything specific that caused it at any particular moment. There was a chat with reporters after the game yesterday.
I just could tell he scored on a base hit on Tuesday. Just was not running all that well. Noticeably, you know, favoring, you know, that one leg, and it turned out to be a calf tightness turned into a low-grade strain.
And he says nowhere near what Junior Guerra has had to go through. So hopefully the 10-day disabled list is just that for him, and it sounds like that very well could be the case. 2-1 the count to Jet Bandy.
That's the one you got to lay off of. Good job. They can get that pitch down below the belt. Becomes hittable. Above the belt, not so much.
Age-old issue in baseball, right? Always looks so inviting.
Yeah.
Payoff pitch. Bandy swings. Fly ball out to left field. Conforto with room. Second out of the inning.
Yeah, just got it on the handle just enough to keep it in the ballpark. Good swing on it, though. Hey, spend Mother's Day with the Brewers as they host the New York Mets this Sunday at 1 o'clock. First 20,000 fans at the ballpark will get a Brewers wristlet courtesy of Boston Store. Plus, kids under 14 eat free. For details, visit brewers.com/promotions. This is a
right
wristlet. I tried to put it on my wrist. It doesn't fit. So I'm not going to be able to wear it. You can try.
We can loosen that up for you, maybe. You know, we can help you out.
It's not adjustable. I don't think there's a mother out there with a wrist my size.
No.
So I think it'll be fine.
But now you know what it looks like. That's good. Here's Keon Broxton. A lot going on at the ballpark this weekend.
Yeah, we got Star Wars night tomorrow.
Yes,
can't
sir.
wait for that.
Yep. I can't wait for the promo read.
Yeah, well, I had it in my hand twice already.
Just one more time, Brock, then it'll be here.
They're a little skittish about having me read it. Maybe you should do it.
No, I think you're good.
You know, we haven't had the Jedi Keon bobblehead up here, have we? Do we have one?
No, we haven't. And I'm
we should get a little bit of a teaser up here.
yeah, a little disappointed. But we do have a wristlet. 0-2 pitch to Broxton. Got him swinging. Harvey again working off speed for his 4th strikeout. But another scoring inning for the Milwaukee Brewers, courtesy of Hernan Perez. A leadoff opposite field homer. 5th long ball of the year for Hernan. And that sends Bernie down the quick trip slide. Brewers lead the Mets 2-0 after 3. the bottom of the third makes it a 2-0 lead for the Brewers here at Miller Park. First of 3 against the New York Mets, and so far so good for Matt Garza. He's given up just a couple of hits so far. He's walked 1 and has gotten help from a couple of double play ground balls. Continues to pitch very effective baseball. He's done it in his last 2 outings against the Braves and the Pirates, and so far so good through 3 innings here tonight against the Mets. 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Mets order as Drupal Cabrera will lead things off. A lot of years with the Cleveland Indians for Cabrera, a couple of all-star seasons in 2011 and 12. A year with the Rays, or excuse me, a year with the Nats and then with the Rays before coming to New York. "31-year-old. Saw a lot of young talent with the Red Sox. It's much more a veteran group here, this Mets outfit.
Yeah, the window is going to close on this group at some point here. Not that distant future.
Terry Collins has had a lot to work through here already this season, as he did last year. A ton of injuries a year ago, and they still got into the postseason.
Done a pretty good job with all the stuff going on. I mean, they're hanging in there, and game under 500. The only team over 500 in the division in the East, the Nationals.
A sizable lead for Dusty Baker's team for this still pretty early stage of the season. Collins has been able to get his club into the postseason 2 straight years, including the World Series 2 years ago. 2-2 pitch to Cabrera. Change missing away and a full count. Cabrera, Bruce, and Walker here in the top of the 4th. Garza has walked 1. That was Walker in the 2nd inning. It was a leadoff walk. This is hit in the air to right field. Domingo Santana will call for it. 1 out.
Doing a really good job avoiding the walks. He's only walked 1. That was leadoff walk in the 2nd. But last 3 starts, I mean, you make them hit their way on. You don't give the free passes. It makes your job that much easier. Not just throwing strikes, but I mean good quality strikes on the corners, down.
Keeps that pitch count in check. 7 innings against the Pirates. He needed but 86 pitches to get through it. Facing Jay Bruce. A lot of success in his career against the Brewers and a fair amount against Garza. He's homered 3 times against Matt. And this is a ground ball over to Eric Sogard. 2 up, 2 down to the 4th. I mentioned that Matt's looking pretty good so far. Let's get the opinion of another pitcher on that, though. Let's check in with Jerry. What do you see here so far, Augie?
I think the biggest thing that has impressed me with Matt Garza is he's come and he's got a game plan and he's sticking to it. You look at him, he's being very consistent. He's really learned how to pitch with his fastball. And that's not only the 4-seam fastball, that's that sinking 2-seam fastball. Went to spring training, had to do some changes, got a changeup, and it's really been effective for him.
Really efficient, that command, right, Augie? I mean, he's not walking anybody, and a very efficient pitcher out there so far. Here's Neil Walker, and I think I just jinxed him. A deep ball into right field, and that gets the Mets on the board. Neil Walker turns on one, and it's a 2-1 game.
Yep, a fastball right down the middle. He hasn't done that a whole lot. 3rd home run allowed by Garza so far this year, and Neil Walker has always had good success against the Brewers. Now that fastball at 90 miles an hour down the middle of the plate, getting a lot of that strike zone box that we have. And Neil Walker not going to make a mistake on that pitch.
That was crushed.
Yeah, but Garza pretty much, I mean, from the time he got to Milwaukee, has gone from a basic 2-pitch pitcher to a 4-pitch pitcher. And when you count the 2 different fastballs, the 4-seam and 2-seam, it's basically 5.
Yeah.
Curveballs, sliders, changeups, a lot of changeups. Of course, Matt Harvey's throwing a lot of changeups as well tonight.
Garza talked about that a lot in spring training. The changeup specifically, throwing it back to back, which was something that his own admission and talking with folks, that's just something he wouldn't have thought about earlier in his career. A ball, 2 strikes.
Well, you got to make adjustments. I mean, as you get older, you're not going to have the same stuff, and if you want to stick around and win some games, you're going to have to make some adjustments. It's taken him some time to do that, but he's done it.
And he gets Granderson here as he cannot check, and that'll do it for the Mets in the 4th. They get on the board. The Brewers lead it 2-1. It's 2-1 as Eric Sogard will lead things off. Now time for our AARP getting to know player profile as we focus on the new call up from AAA Colorado Springs. 2nd round pick, former Arizona State Sun Devil, playing career game 436 now in the big leagues. Every other game in his career at the Oakland A's. Signed a minor league deal with the Crew back in December. And he hit .330 in Colorado Springs with Ryan Braun on the 10-day DL. Sogard gets the call up. It's 8th in the order here tonight, so it's 8-9-1 against Matt Harvey. Sogard walked in the 2nd inning.
They did the nerd power thing in Oakland. Didn't they do that to Luke Croy a couple of years ago?
They did,
yeah.
As a matter of fact,
right?
Yes. Sogard had it going pretty good in Oakland. They don't like they're not known for drawing the really big crowds, but the crowds who are there have a ball.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
I mean, they are all over it.
Right.
And Sogard has just drawn his 2nd walk of the night. That's the 4th allowed by Harvey. He issued 5 in a loss to the Braves on the 27th of April at Citi Field. There's Matt Garza. Attempted a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd inning, but lead runner was cut down. A fielder's choice 1-5.
A good play by Harvey and T.J. Rivera to get the out at third base on that bunt.
The one pitch to Garza. Sogard's running. Pitch is taken and a throw not there. A little chin music there for Garza. Sogard with a big jump, and he has the bag at second.
Yeah, good job. I mean, the Brewers have been aggressive. They showed that against the Red Sox in that series. Sogard taking off on the pitch, and hey, you just don't swing on that. You don't want to bunt when a guy's running. You pop it up, it's a double play. But Sogard taking off and in there easily at second base.
One and one count to Garza. Brewers with a runner in scoring position. And strike two called. The 1-2 to Garza. Still wants to bunt and fouls it, and that is strike three and the first out here in the fourth. Back to the top of the order in Jonathan Villar. Tap back to the mound. Walked in the second inning. He's 3 for 8 in that series against the Red Sox. Was Villar. Interesting to see how much the Mets will get out of Harvey here in this game.
Yeah, 76 pitches already as we work here in the fourth inning. Only one out. High for Harvey this year, 108 pitches.
It was in a no decision against the Nationals on April 21st, and the pitch, Villar pops it up. T.J. Rivera will handle it for out number 2. Now another RBI chance here for Eric Thames with Sogard the runner at second. First at bat, bases were loaded, but Harvey got the better of the Brewers first baseman, getting a strikeout. Harvey has 5 strikeouts. He has walked 4. Strong on base percentage, .430. All those offensive numbers are, to say they're strong is probably an understatement. Among the best around.
First base open, you wonder how aggressive they're going to be, but Perez on deck. He's 2 for 2,
including a home run his last at bat.
And no walk in the park for Matt Harvey on deck.
2 balls, no strikes to Eric Thames. This is with a curveball, 3-0 the count.
See if he gets a green light here. Why not?
They're not going to even give him that chance. They'll go ahead and complete the intentional walk. And they'll take their chances with Perez. Let's check out our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. This was how the third inning started here for the home team. Hernan Perez, who had already singled, he goes opposite field against Matt Harvey. 5th long ball of the year for Perez. Gave the Brewers a 2-0 lead at the time. Mets getting a run back on a Neil Walker homer in the 4th. Sogard at second, Thames at first with 2 men out. Harvey pours one in at 95.
And right back to the fastball, this time down and in. Fastball he hit out was up and away.
Strike pitch. Perez had his struggles in the first couple of weeks of the season. Turned it around in a home series against Cincinnati. Really went to work. Now his average a very solid 277. And he sends one to short. Cabrera, the flip. Over to Neil Walker, and that'll do it for the Brewers in the 4th. We are through 4 at Miller Park. 2-1 Brew Crew. Wisconsin takes a look back at the 2016-17 Milwaukee Bucks season. We will revisit Giannis Antetokounmpo's incredible season, the emergence of rookies Malcolm Brogdon and Thon Maker, and more. It's Bucks season review tonight at 10:30 after Brewers Live postgame only on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Nice job, man.
The Greek freak.
Yeah. Just call him Giannis.
Most do.
10:30. They're assuming this is going to be over by 10 o'clock, half-hour post-game show.
What do you think about that?
Being a little bit optimistic.
I think so. I should check in with Mike Faulkner, our, as BA would say, our stat man to the stars, who handles all kinds of work, including the Bucks. Was it good? Did I get it right? Antetokounmpo. Thank you.
It's not easy.
No, it isn't. There he is. There he is. A little love for Mike Faulkner, who, by the way, served as a shield for me yesterday when that foul ball came whistling into the booth.
And it was whistling, too.
It was now. I mean, it was coming in hot. We wanted none of it.
The pride of West Bend, Mike Faulkner.
Yes, sir. It is a team effort up here.
Yes, it is.
Matt Garza ahead in the count. 2 strikes and nothing to the third baseman, T.J. Rivera. A New York guy from the Bronx. 28 years old. Against the veteran Matt Garza. And here comes the 1-2. Bouncing ball to Travis Shaw. Nice pick on the short hop out number 1.
Yeah, not easy, that play.
Hey, tomorrow it's finally here, partner. Star Wars night here at the ballpark, and you get a post-game laser show along with a Jedi Keon bobblehead if you purchase a special ticket package. Go to brewers.com/theme nights.
Nailed it. He sticks the landing.
I did, right? I get a 9.5.
What theme you have here, Rock?
That's a Batman. That's Joker, isn't it?
The Joker. Here is Lucas Duda. I think we should have another Star Wars night then. You got the rhythm of it down there.
Well, Renee helped me. She cut that one down quite a bit.
You did? Well, like I said, it's a team effort.
Yeah.
Lucas Duda, his first at bat coming off the DL. He bounced into a 4-6-3 double play in the second inning. Dealing with a left elbow injury. Had a back injury last year that had him missing a good chunk of the season. Went on the DL in May, about the third week of May, and came back well into the month of September.
Yeah, when healthy, he provides a lot of pop in that bat. It hits a lot of home runs.
Swing and a miss there. The count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now the Diamondbacks had Star Wars night a couple of years ago. Didn't Bob Brenly dress up in a Chewbacca outfit?
I believe he did.
Yeah, he did.
You don't think you would do that tomorrow?
I'm pretty confident I wouldn't do that.
That is strike 3. As Duda goes around, that's the second out of the inning.
Yeah, good curveball. This is where you want to leave him, down in the zone with 2 strikes. And tried to check his swing. Good block by Jet Bandy to get the out.
Well, another strikeout for Garza. 2 away here in the 5th inning. That retired the side in order in the 1st. Trying to do it again here in the 5th. Rene Rivera. 33-year-old from Puerto Rico. Drops one in there to even the count. A ball, a strike. Mets with just the 3 hits. One of them the Neil Walker home run. That represents New York's only run so far. That was in the 4th inning. Rivera with that 3rd inning single. He has now hit safely in his last 7 games. Two balls, 2 strikes. Garza with 3 strikeouts here so far. And now the 2-2. Rivera felt that one.
And 2-seam fastball in off the plate. Perfect pitch. He's really made that only one mistake. That was that fastball that looked like it was pretty much down the middle to Neil Walker and hit it out of the ballpark. But his location's been good again tonight. The 2 other base hits, the one to TJ Rivera and Rene Rivera, both on curveballs down. Not bad pitches.
Very effective again so far tonight is Matt Garza. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Rene Rivera. And he got him swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Garza. Wraps things up in the 5th, halfway through the series opener. 2-1 Brewers. Stopper tonight. We turn to the Minnesota Twins. Check out Miguel Sano in Cleveland here tonight. And that is his 10th home run of the season as he takes Josh Tomlin the other way. As the Twins, remember last year when they got off to a terrible start? They're at the top of the heap at this, what, 5-6 week stage of the season. They're 17-14 in the AL Central. The Indians right behind them. Paul Molitor's group getting some things done with the help of the big guy Miguel Sano. Travis Shaw leading things off here for the Brewers in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, Brewers don't see the Twins until August. That's late this year.
Yeah, it is. They faced them pretty early last year, month of April.
First road trip
was. Makes sense. Get them in the summertime. You get some good crowds, good weather.
Right.
1-2 pitch to Shaw. He pops this one up. Out on the grass in shallow left field. Conforto will take charge. First out of the inning. And now time for the unlimited baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Check out some other news and notes going on. Wilson Contreras having a good night here for the Cubs as they play the Cardinals at Busch Stadium. A couple of solo home runs. Irvin Santana, check out what he's done on the mound. He was lit up by the Boston Red Sox over the weekend. Coming back strong here so far tonight.
Still the earned run average of 1.5.
Yeah. And Lance McCullers for the Astros. 6 innings of 4-hit shutout ball against the Yankees. No walks and striking out 7 for the Astros. A ball, a strike to Domingo Santana. Well, he had the toughest of days yesterday, did Santana. 4 strikeout afternoon, but we mentioned he's still been hitting it at a very good clip over his last dozen games. 351 in fact. And tonight he has singled and walked.
And another guy that's been pretty good going to right field lately.
2-2 pitch.
Pitch supposed to be inside. Yeah, Rene Rivera not even able to get a glove on it.
First outing back for Matt Harvey since the suspension. He was actually pitching here pretty well. Gave up a run in the second inning, an RBI double from Jet Bandy, a solo homer from Hernan Perez in the third. Brewers have stranded 7 so far. Payoff pitch to Santana. That's strike 3 called, and Domingo knew it. 2 outs.
Off speed, change up again. Well, he's got a good one tonight. Catching a lot of the plate. Santana not looking for that pitch. And you're facing a guy that can rush it up there in the mid to upper 90s, and on a 2-strike pitch, this is what he gives you. It's going to fool you just about every time.
Well, it all goes back to, with all the things going on with Harvey, you take a look at that speed range there. All the off-field stuff aside, when he's on, that's really, if you're the Brewers, that's really all you focus on, all you care, and you know how good he can be.
Well, you've got to go up there and look fastball, because if you're looking off speed, you can't catch up to 96.
No doubt.
You can't do it, but you can slow the bat down. You look fastball, react off speed. Of course, if you have the count in your favor, you can look for something else, but why would you? You're sitting 3-1, 2-0. I mean, you're looking fastball. Not sure why you would look for anything else. But some do, though.
The ball to strike to Jet Bandy. RBI double and a fly ball to left, and there's a ground ball to Cabrera. And Harvey has himself a 1-2-3 inning. And we have completed 5. Brewers lead by a run. To the 6th inning here at Miller Park. Brewers Community Foundation Week is underway through Sunday. BCF will feature a wonderful opportunity to join in the fundraising. Head to the third base side of the field level if you're at Miller Park this weekend, or visit Brewers.com/BCF Week to see how you can make a difference in the community. Pretty good pitching matchup going on here. Matt Harvey with the 6 punch outs.
He's got the 5 walks.
Yes,
He's
sir.
been able to pitch around them for the most part.
He has, and he will lead off. Matt Garza has given up just the 1 run, a solo homer to Neil Walker. That was in the 4th inning.
Yep, only one of the walks that have come around to score. It was that second inning leadoff walk to Santana.
9-1-2 in the Mets order here in inning number 6. And 1 walk for Garza. He has walked just 1 since his first outing of this season against Cincinnati. He's had the late start to his season because of the groin injury that put him on the disabled list a couple of days prior to opening day. Garza has come back strong. 1-1 pitch to Harvey. Back up the middle, and Sogard behind the bag, and that is out number 1.
Yep, a fastball for an out. That was a two-seam fastball to get Harvey, but it's all about the off-speed stuff for Matt Garza. Really worked on it a lot in spring training. There's that changeup down and away exactly where you want it, and puts it there once again. I mean, curveballs have been good, sliders have been good. You can see the location. You're not going to do much with these pitches. And there's a good breaking pitch for strike 3, and getting Lucas Duda again on the breaking ball. So, you know, combination, it's been all 4 pitches for him that's been very good tonight.
Top of the order, Michael Conforto rips one just foul. He has hit a fly ball to left. He is grounded to second. Been on a pretty good stretch on the road, though, has Conforto. Has hit safely in his last 6 games away from Citi Field. Good clip, 12 for 27 coming in. So far, Garza has been able to retire him through the first 2 plate appearances tonight. Ball a strike to the Mets left fielder. Made a bit of a splash when he made his big league debut a couple of years ago. Showing some power in the 56 games he played, getting 9 home runs. As they started to get some more regular playing time when then New York Met Kirk Neuenhuis went on the disabled list. First round pick 3 years ago by the Mets.
And on base percentage, that's Ricky Henderson type stuff. 422.
Yeah, it is. Count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You get in that you know, 350 on base percentage range for a leadoff hitter. That's considered to be pretty good. Gives you an idea how good Ricky Henderson was. Incredible on base percentage.
Oh yeah.
Showed a lot of power in the leadoff spot. Almost impossible to throw out on the bases.
Always entertaining.
Yeah,
that's for sure. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That is hit in the air to center field. Broxton going back at the wall. Just enough room in the park to hold it. Never in doubt.
Wanted to make sure that he knew he didn't have to jump right at the yellow stripe at the top of the fence. And his slider, one of the few that he's left down the middle of the plate, but Conforto goes down and gets it nicely and almost hits it out of here to center field. Look at Broxton. He has it measured all the way, and I got it, no problem. And I don't even have to jump.
Smooth out there. 2 outs, bases empty for Asdrubal Cabrera.
And he doesn't play that deep. I mean, he gets back there so quickly with those long strides. That's why he's able to play shallow. He's playing a little bit more deep here with 2 outs.
Got back there in complete control. 0-2 to Cabrera. Matt Garza is still giving up just the 3 hits so far. Has retired the last 6 Mets. That stretch started after the Neil Walker 2-out homer in the 4th. Here comes the 0-2. That is hit into left center field. A base hit for Cabrera. Sliding to try to cut it off is Broxton. Cabrera trying to get 2, and he will.
pretty good piece of hitting on a fastball away. And check it out, the two-seam fastball trying to get away from Cabrera. Looked like he was looking for a pitch away from the whole way and drives it out there into the gap. Not sure would have mattered had Broxton come up with it cleanly. A 2-out double.
So this 6th inning will extend. 5th double of the year for Asdrubal Cabrera. Had 30 of them last year for the Mets. And now Jay Bruce. Ground ball to first in the 3rd inning. And a ground ball to short in the 4th. Been a monster against Milwaukee. The 35 career home runs against the Brewers.
And Jay Bruce, one of the streakiest hitters you're going to find. He's either real hot, real cold, not a lot of in between with him. At least that was his experience with the Reds. At least that's what we saw out of Bruce.
Yeah, as we have mentioned before with him too, he could be mired in one of those 0 for pick a number slumps, and then he just lights it up.
Yeah.
He's just been that good, and he's off to a pretty good start here for the Mets. Had his struggles in New York after the trade. Put up some huge numbers in general in his time with Cincinnati.
He's always had real good power to left field as well. He and Votto, they both came up around the same time, and good against lefties. Power to all fields.
The one pitch to Bruce bounces up there, and Bandy couldn't locate. That'll allow Cabrera to move to 3rd. A tying run 90 feet away in the 6th inning.
Curveball down in the zone, and Jet, not exactly the way you want to handle a pitch down in the dirt. Comes up, hits him on the back, and now tying run 90 feet away.
One and one the count to Jay Bruce. This is popped up into foul territory. Shaw can't get there. Garza with 4 strikeouts so far tonight, just the 1 walk. A double from Cabrera here in the 6th, only the 4th knock allowed by Matt. Make sure they have things in order for Jay Bruce. Mentioned his 10 home runs already this year. After the trade to New York, he hit just 8 homers in 50 games as a Met. After hitting 25 prior to the trade when he was still with Cincinnati. One of those deadline deals, the non-waiver trade deadline. Garza ready with a 1-2. One and one in his career against the Mets is Garza.
Man, did not face the Mets last year.
The 2-2. And Bruce has worked him to a full count. Neil Walker, who homered in the 4th, waits on deck. Cabrera the runner at 3rd. Garza ready with a payoff, and that is ball 4. Second walk given up by Garza, and now the Mets have runners at the corners. Garza will need to get through Walker to get out of this inning.
Yeah, 5 consecutive batters in this batting order for the Mets coming up left-handed, so making the job for Garza that much more difficult. Only one of them have base hits, actually 2 of them. As Jared Hughes starts to get loose down that Brewers pen.
Hughes came through big on Wednesday night, getting a big double play ground ball, helping the Brewers defeat the Red Sox 7-4. Here's Neil Walker. That home run he hit is his 12th career bomb against the Brewers. It's in a number of productive years with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Mets are a good team with runners in scoring position. Matter of fact, they're the best around in the big leagues. 320 clip.
Man, the Brewers were really good in that Red Sox series. 0 for 6 tonight.
Yeah, they were terrific, and the Red Sox were really struggling. Big issue, especially in that middle game of the series. Garza in some trouble in the 6th inning. He retired Matt Harvey and Michael Conforto, but a double from Cabrera. A walk to Bruce, a 2-0 count to Walker, and a liner over the glove of Sogard, a base hit. Cabrera will score, and this game is tied.
Yep, got behind 2-0. Walker didn't hit it hard, but Garza forced to throw a strike. He got it pretty much down the middle of the plate. Almost the same location. Walker's last at bat, he hit the home run. Pretty much the same pitch. This one down a little bit on the handle. And Sogard just not able to get there. This inning started 2 outs, nobody on.
A double, a walk, and a run scoring single. We have ourselves a 2-2 ball game. Pitching coach Derek Johnson out to visit with Garza.
And Neil Walker with both of the RBIs. So Garza very careful with Jay Bruce. And Neil Walker comes through with 2 outs.
Love to see Matt finish this inning. The Brewers will have the bottom of the order coming up in the last of the 6th. See if he can take care of Curtis Granderson, who is 0 for 2 tonight. A very tough start to Granderson's season. Make no mistake, this guy can get things turned around in a hurry. Had himself a big year last year at the plate, did Granderson, at least with the power numbers. Did not hit for a high average, but he homered 30 times and went deep 26 times the year before.
Yeah, he can hit home runs for sure.
0-1 the count. Jay Bruce at second, Walker the runner at first. And they've got him in no man's land. Jay Bruce, hello. Chet Bandy cuts him down. We have seen that a lot this season. Either Manny Pena or, in this case, Chet Bandy. And Jay Bruce finds out the hard way. You don't wander off the bag.
That ball beats him by plenty and gets him on the wrist.
Well, the Mets tie the game, but the damage limited, tied at 2. Baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Jay Bruce caught drifting off the bag. That ended the inning. Keon Broxton knocks one off the leg of Harvey, and that's enough to get Keon on board. Leadoff single for Broxton.
I'd love to get that guy on base and watch him run. Got one right off the end of the bat. Another changeup from Matt Harvey, and right back at him off the leg, and there's a leadoff single. Actually curveball, not changeup. Got it off the end, keeping the bat in the hitting zone a long time. Let's go with that top hand, and there's some good speed at first base to start this inning.
Yes, sir. And he has now reached safely in 12 straight games as Keon Broxton. Here is Eric Sogard. Let's check out at the plate, presented by Wendy's, as a couple of plate appearances, a couple of walks for Eric Sogard tonight. His first big league action in a couple of years.
6 years with the A's, so it's good to have a guy coming up from the minor leagues with that kind of experience.
.30-year-old Sogard against Matt Harvey, the 28-year-old for the New York Mets. 1-0 pitch. And the Brewers were able to do in that series against the Red Sox in the wins was put some pressure on the defense. They were able to run, and a couple of throwing errors, 3 as a matter of fact, by Red Sox catchers in the series.
Do not stray too far from the bases with these Brewers catchers.
Boy, that's for sure. Jay Bruce, the latest to learn the consequences, and there's a drive deep right field. Welcome back to the show, Eric Sogard.
Well, it didn't take him long to get into the home run parade. Now 14 different Brewers with home runs.
It is. Good call. 14 of them.
Didn't take him long to get into the high five line. Wow, a bomb.
Boy, Rock, you mentioned it, that experience in the big leagues, but man, what a feeling that has to be. I mean, this guy had last year wiped out with a knee injury, fights his way back, gets an opportunity, and drills one.
And he's not a real big guy, but boy, did he hammer that baseball way back up into the second deck. How good does that feel? You're right. In a long time for him. Long road back, but pays off his first game.
That is his 9th career big league homer. And his first since September of 2015. It went deep against Sam Freeman, then with the Rangers. Orlando Arcia now on to pinch hit for Matt Garza. Jesus Aguilar originally was on deck, but Eric Sogard cleared the bags with the 2-run homer, so Arcia now gets the opportunity. Long ball continues to be an issue here early in the season for Matt Harvey. We mentioned he gave up 8 all of last year in what was a tough year for him. That was 8 homers in 92 1/3 innings. He has already allowed 9 this season. And Arcia sends one deep to right center field. Back to back. Sogard and Arcia take Matt Harvey deep. And that is how Matt Harvey's night will end. 5-2 Brewers pitching change at Miller Park. As they chase Matt Harvey. 5-2 Milwaukee on the strength of back-to-back jacks. Two-run shot from Eric Sogard in his first game up with the Brew Crew. And then Orlando Arcia pinch hitting. He takes one. Takes Matt Harvey here over the wall in right center. That is our Badger. Try that again, Matt. That is our Badger Mutual Insurance run of the game. Love that act.
That was it. Yeah, that's fabulous.
And there's VR greeting Josh Edgen with an extra base hit into the corner and left. Everybody hits for the Brew Crew in the 6th.
Well, didn't waste any time. He's struggling from the right side of the plate. That was his strong suit last year. Let's say it again. He got to get this guy going. And fastball middle in. He turns on it right down the line for a double. Still nobody out. Boy, you love it the way the bottom of the order has been productive on this homestand.
Yeah, you're right. Big factor in the series against the Red Sox, and more of the same here tonight. And now VR at the top of the order, continuing as the Brewers keep moving the line. Eric Thames settles in. 0 for 2 with a walk. Harvey went 3-0 on him, and then they went ahead and issued the intentional walk. The last appearance for Thames, that was in the 4th. .13 homers, and he has done some serious work against left-handed pitching this year. First 4 have reached. Infield single from Broxton, the homers from Sogard and Arcia, a double off the bat of Jonathan VR. And Thames hits it sharply to Lucas Duda, who will win the foot race. VR, though, advances to 3rd.
Yeah, hit that ball right on the nose. Lefty versus lefty. Really doesn't bother Thames. That left-handed coming in, he's had good success. Yeah, Duda on the line and making that play look easy.
First out of the inning.
Productive out, though. You move the runner to 3rd. Yeah, Edgen's been really good. I mean, a 198 earned run average. Not a big strikeout guy. 17th appearance. This is his 6th year with the Mets. This guy was drafted in the 30th round.
Want to know the count to Hernan Perez. The Mets down 3 here in the 6th. The infield is in. Perez a couple of hits, including a solo homer. Brewers have gone to work here in the bottom of the 6th inning after the Mets tied it in the top half of the frame. Facing the 30-year-old Josh Edgin. Five runs on 8 hits for the Brewers. And that home run power, that season-long storyline continuing. Edgin, another pitcher on a comeback trail. He was out all of 2015, had Tommy John surgery. Appeared in 16 games a year ago. The 3-1. And he just lost there on Perez. Runners at the corners with 1 out.
Yeah, he was being careful with Perez, knowing Shaw was coming up. And but Travis Shaw has been very good against lefties this year.
Let's check out the Powerball home run leaderboard. Eric Thames leading the Brewers, leading everybody with 13. Ryan Braun, Travis Shaw next up with 7. They distribute the power, though. A couple of others with 5. As Rock mentioned a few minutes ago with that long ball from Sogard, 14 different Brewers have gone deep this season. And good against left-handed pitching as well. In fact, it hits for a better average against lefties. And Edge, in knowing that, may very well be careful with the Brewers' third baseman. Matt Harvey goes 5+, gives up 3 home runs. Shaw with a couple of fly balls and a strikeout. RBI chance here with Villar at third, Perez at first. Edgin with a 2-0, and that one, let's just say it got away a little bit.
That time was called. Yeah, they called time. He tried to hold up on it, and and you know the rest of the story.
2-0 the count. So a rewind, the 2-0 pitch, and that's up and in. When you try to hold up like that too, I think, you know, it makes for a funny little highlight, but you're fortunate not to get hurt.
Yeah, no kidding. That's kind of a dangerous play. That's why he threw it.
That's right. And now Rene Garcia calls for time.
Well, the first time it was Travis Shaw, and now this time it's Rene Rivera, and Tom Hallion, the home plate umpire, pointing to the catcher, telling Edgin it wasn't a hitter this time. It was your own guy. Talk about messing up your rhythm.
Boy, got that right. Edgin trying to get that rhythm back. Brewers, big inning going here. Perez going, and the pitch is fouled away.
Swinging on 3-0. And running on 3-0.
Yes, sir. After that aggressive nature here. Greg Counsell getting Matt Harvey out of there. 5+ innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 3 long balls. Once the Brewers put pressure on the Red Sox, and it worked. 3-1 the count to Travis Shaw. Perez bluffs as though he'll go, and that pitch goes off Tom Hallion, it looked like. Home plate umpire.
Give him a minute to
shake himself a little bit. Yep, right on the shoulder. We've got padding there.
Always sympathetic. So it does beg the question as the night moves on with that. When he's ringing guys up, he's pretty emphatic. I'm guessing he'll still be able to do that.
Oh, yeah. That's instinctive.
Not his first rodeo. Taking a few to the shoulder, I'm sure.
And that was the right shoulder, might be different. That might give him a problem.
The non-ring up shoulder. And for the Brewer perspective, let's hope he doesn't have that chance to do that here for a little bit. Perez doing a lot of dancing around out there at first. Villar, the runner at third, payoff pitch. Perez running, pitch swung on and missed. They had Perez hung up, but coming in to score is Villar, and now the tag made on Perez.
Yeah, run count.
Yes, sir. As they'll give up that third out, but Villar scores before the tag is applied, so it turns into a 4-run inning. Here's how 3 of them scored. Eric Sogard with a 2-run blast, and that was followed by Arcia going the other way as the Brewers lead 6-2. A 6-2 lead as we move to the 7th here at Miller Park. Hey, Brewers fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app, take Fox Sports Wisconsin, and Brewers baseball with you wherever you go. Couple changes here for the Brewers. Orlando Arcia had a pinch homer in the 6th, stays in the game at short. And now on the mound for the Crew is Oliver Drake.
Yeah, we saw Drake on Wednesday against the Red Sox in the Brewers' victory. Did not retire a batter, gave up a couple of hits, a walk, but only 1 earned run. And Jared Hughes came in and did a good job with the bases loaded. His 16th appearance overall.
Curtis Granderson leads off. He was at the plate in the 6th inning when Jay Bruce was caught drifting off the bag. Jet Bandy was able to cut him down. That is a huge play in the game. The Mets had tied it already with the run across. But Bandy taking care of Bruce ended the inning, and then the Brewers opened up on Matt Harvey and company in the bottom half.
Yeah, runners beware.
Ball a strike to Curtis Granderson.
Yeah, Oliver Drake 2-0 in 12 appearances and a .219 earned run average as a Brewer. He's been terrific. Yeah, struggled his last time out, first time.
Did, but you were right though, picked up in a big way by Jared Hughes. Granderson with a liner to Eric Thames makes the catch.
Yep, just a half step and a dive, able to get it, keep it in the glove, and there's your leadoff base runner out. Leadoff hitter, I should say. Hey, you like the way Jonathan VR giving him a little bit of a clap. Good job. As he caught that baseball. These guys root for each other.
Yeah, they do.
It really is amazing.
Yeah, you see it all the time, most noticeably in the dugout after a home run, the way they go down the line. But they pick each other up constantly. You see the outfielders, they have a little routine going there. And then Jonathan VR right in the sight line of Thames. Tough night maybe at the plate for Thames, but that has no effect on his defense. Here is T.J. Rivera.
Yeah, watch VR after this catch is made. There you go. Good job, buddy.
It's fun. Having some fun out there playing this game of baseball and leading the Mets right now 6-2 in the 7th. Rivera has singled and has grounded to third. Good story on him, growing up in New York City. Play anywhere he could, any sport he could. Baseball his love, undrafted. That perseverance rewarded. And he draws a walk here with 1 out in the 7th.
Hey, RBI Baseball 2017 returns with fast-paced pick-up-and-play action packed with all your favorite MLB teams, players, and ballparks. Get RBI Baseball today for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and mobile devices. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Got an Xbox at home?
No. I was going to lie and try to act like I'm up to date on stuff that's going on, but no.
You don't look like a gamer.
No.
Guy that sits back and.
No, I'm not. Was I born too late for that?
I don't think so. You know, when Mario, when the PlayStation 1 came out with Mario Brothers, I think it was PlayStation.
That's good. Yeah.
I think it was Nintendo. It's Nintendo, actually. Yeah, Mario Brothers. I beat it and never played it again.
You retired undefeated. There you go.
Didn't even remember. It's Nintendo. Yeah.
You went out on top. Good for you.
I think it was 8 levels, something like that. I was proud. Did a victory lap around the living room.
Neighborhood champ.
I think I was about 4 in the morning too.
I believe that. 0-2 to count to Lucas Duda, who pops one up. Arcia will give way to Hernan Perez. Out number 2.
Yeah, they didn't have PlayStation when the Nintendo came out. It was a big the Atari game. Pong.
Oh, that's my wheelhouse right there. I was all about that.
Yeah.
Two outs for Rene Rivera. Yeah, that's where in my world, actually there's a lot of ways in my other employment where I feel really old. The college kids, that's what they do.
Yeah.
The bus rides, the plane trips,
well,
and
players,
these guys too.
Players bring them on the road with them.
Yeah, they do.
Them, set them up on the TVs.
Right. Rivera single to center. He struck out of the 4th. That's with 5 hits. Matt Garza 6 innings, a 5-hit 2-run ball. Another good outing for Matt. Ball a strike to Rivera. Rene Rivera with T.J. Rivera, the runner at first. You suppose BA's a gamer in his spare time? No,
I don't think so. No.
He would try to.
No.
Would try to bluff his way through.
He's busy woodworking in his basement.
Yeah, he is. Got that fresh roll of duct tape. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
BA returns next week in Chicago, by the way. Rivera, a swing and a miss, and that'll do it. Another good inning for Oliver Drake. Gives up a walk, but no harm done. Stretch time. Brewers lead by 4. Baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. (6-2) Brewers lead the Mets. Bottom of the 7th at Miller Park. And tomorrow, baseball's back on FS1. Chris Bryant and the Chicago Cubs take on the St. Louis Cardinals in one of the game's biggest rivalries. Coverage starts at 2 Central on FS1. In the lead right now as again Terry Collins going to his bullpen and Rafael Montero is on.
Yeah, 9th appearance. One of them start. He made a start earlier this year. You can see the big earned run average, almost 10. Yeah, too many walks. 11 walks, 11 strikeouts in 11 innings.
Domingo Santana leading things off. Story here, the Brewers getting to Matt Harvey in the 6th inning. Story so far. One pitch to Santana. Go a walk, a single, and a strikeout looking. Facing the 26-year-old Rafael Montero from the Dominican Republic.
Second time he's been with the Mets this year. He made an opening day roster this year. Got sent down. A couple of appearances down in AAA and right back again.
Josh Edgin ended up working the 6th after Harvey could not retire a batter. It's the bottom of the order that got to him. Infield single from Broxton and then the back-to-back home runs from Eric Sogard and Orlando Arcia pinch hitting. Full count to Domingo Santana. That's a ball over to 3rd. Nice scoop by TJ Rivera for out number 1. Here's Jet Bandy. Drove in the first run of the night for the Brewers with that run-scoring double in the 2nd inning. But he has had a hand here in this game later on by picking off Jay Bruce at 2nd. Into the top of the 6th. The Mets had a run across looking for more. Had runners at 1st and 2nd with Curtis Granderson at the plate, but Bandy's pickoff there, that's a key moment.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know. You know, Granderson might knock one out, 3-run homer, much different game.
1-0 pitch. Bandy swings, fly ball, deep left field, and that is out of here. Jet Bandy goes deep, and it's a 7-2 game.
At the bottom 4 in the order again tonight. We saw in the Red Sox series. There's a slider that is a hanger. Definition of a hanging slider right there. Bandy able to get it outer half of the plate and just hooks it on out of here. Gets under it. And by the time it lands, it's out of here for the 4th home run for the Crew. That's Bandy's 2nd RBI. 5 runs driven in by the bottom 4 in the batting order.
Yeah, that is huge. We were having a very similar conversation in the Red Sox series about that. 4th homer of the night for the Brewers and make it 59 now on the year. And Broxton trying to drop one down the line, just foul. Number 5 on the year for Jet Bandy.
And having a good day behind home plate and having a good day at home plate.
Oliver Drake with a strong 7th inning. Oh, 0-2 to Keon Broxton. Strike 3 called. Out number 2. Montero giving up that home run. He was vulnerable to that last year. Didn't appear a whole lot with the big club, but gave up 4 of them in 19 innings of work. Here's Nick Franklin on the pinch hit. And someone we may see here in the coming days, likely we'll see in left field in the coming days. Hernan Perez getting the start there tonight. You can see Perez at any number of positions, but with Ryan Braun on the disabled list, opportunity there for Nick Franklin to get some time.
Hey, you might see Thames out there once in a while giving Aguilar a start at first.
Montero with a 1-1. It's one of the things that Craig Counsell has talked about this season, not just specific to the Braun injury, but the options. He just likes the options he has. He doesn't like to use the word bench, but whatever the term, he has some good options to go to as Franklin legs out an infield single. Looked like T.J. Rivera had a little trouble getting it out of his glove, but that's a hit for Franklin.
Yep. Yep, got it with his legs that time, able to beat it at first base by just a little bit, but it doesn't take much. There you go, the little bobble in the glove, and that's all it took. That good pick by Lucas Duda, but a little bit too late. Really didn't get a good grip on the baseball either. It kind of threw a changeup over there.
Franklin is on for Orlando Arcia. And a fly ball to right field. Jay Bruce. Room near the line. That'll do it for the Crew here in the 7th, but another run courtesy of Jet Bandy, who goes deep for the 5th time this season. He's driven in 2 tonight. Moved to the 8th with the Brewers leading 7-2.
Brewers with a 5-run lead over the Mets, and All-Star Game voting is underway, and the crew needs your vote. Vote early, vote often, and vote Brewers to send your hometown guys to Miami this July. Cast your ballot a maximum of 35 times at brewers.com/vote for your chance to win a meet and greet with Ryan Braun.
There you go. Be a fun day for you. Carlos Torres, the former Met, now on here for the Brewers in the 8th inning.
We saw Carlos in yesterday's ball game. They retired the only 2 batters that he faced. That was in the 9th inning. 19th appearance at 366 earned run average. And he's got the 9th spot and then the top of the order.
Jose Reyes will pinch hit here for the Mets. 33-year-old. Another tough time of it at the plate. That sub-200 batting average. Well, here's where you want to see this bullpen go in there and do some work here and not be vulnerable to the walks. We have, if there's a flaw collectively with this bullpen, it's that, and there's a ground ball broken bat variety that VR handles for out number 1.
Well, and again, I think Craig Counsell would love not to have to use his new closer today, Corey Knebel. He's worked quite a bit. Threw a lot of pitches yesterday in an inning and a third. At this point, a comfortable 5-run lead, and he's hoping that these guys in the bullpen are going to be able to give Corey a day off.
Boy, I know the result wasn't what we would have wanted following this Brewers team, but to see Knebel work, and it's been that way this season, but yesterday in that bases loaded situation, back-to-back strikeouts, as you take a look at that workload, he needed 41 pitches to get through his part of the deal yesterday, but those 2 strikeouts, we get Jackie Bradley Jr. and Josh Rutledge. I mean, this place got a little noisy in here. Yeah, that was fun.
It was nice.
Michael Conforto 0 for 3. 2 fly balls and a ground ball. No balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter in the order here for New York. Matt Garza went the first 6, gave up 5 hits, and the 2 runs the Mets had. Walked 2, struck out 4. Oliver Drake got through the 7th, giving up just a walk. I mentioned the number of veterans on this Mets team. Here's a guy they would love to see continue to do what he has been doing this season, hitting for high average, on base percentage still, even with this tough night, very high at .418. 24-year-old. Actually had a pretty good World Series at 5 for 15, albeit in a losing effort against the Royals a couple of years back. The 2-2. Got him swinging.
Yeah, nice pitch right under the hands. Right on that inside corner. Hey, today's having a game winner. Haddon's in Waukesha. If they call the Brewers by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, they get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. It's offered courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. Might actually get a baseball up there. Yeah, Travis Shaw almost hit one up there.
Just about.
Hit one off that sign.
Yes, he did.
The Miller Lite sign.
Good crowd up there tonight. 2 outs, bases empty for Asdrubal Cabrera. Doubled in the 6th inning, came around to score on a Neil Walker base hit. Two runs, just 5 hits for the Mets. Mets come in having won their last 4 series, including their most recent one at Citi Field against the San Francisco Giants. The Brewers playing some pretty good ball as well. Won 9 of the last 15.
Boy, Giants having all kinds of problems, aren't they?
Yeah, they've been a mess. We talked a lot about the Blue Jays and the issues that they've had. They're starting to show some signs of climbing out of it. They've now won 3 in a row. Talking about the Blue Jays, but the Giants 12-24.
Giants 11 games back already. I mean, that's a hole right there that you can't easily dig yourself out of.
Well, one of the good stories, and maybe not talked about a lot, has been the Rockies, the start that they've gotten off to, 23-13. But yeah, the Giants still knowing they're not going to have Bumgarner anytime soon. There's a walk with 2 outs to Asdrubal Cabrera. He is now on.
Well, the bullpen continues to walk batters.
That's the one thing. This has been collectively a good bullpen.
And Drake walked second batter he faced. Now with 2 outs, nobody on, Carlos Torres with a walk. That started the problems yesterday for Neftali Feliz.
Yes, it did when he came in the 9th inning. A leadoff walk. There's Jay Bruce. Got away with it collectively in this bullpen on Wednesday night. Double play ball was very beneficial the late innings of that game. But 2 outs here in the 8th. There's a Reyes, a ground ball. Fordo, a strikeout. One-0 pitch coming to Jay Bruce. Time is called. Now ready with a 1-0. You can imagine the pressure that Bruce likely felt. The smaller market of Cincinnati. Good years there, and when the move was made, the Mets in go for it mode. And to get some thump into the lineup, and for Bruce it was a struggle. He hit 8 homers and drove in 19 over 50 games. Appears to be settling in this year, at least so far.
Completely different atmosphere, right? I mean, Cincinnati, like you said, laid back.
Right.
And New York, and that buzzsaw over there, that is New York, and all the media attention. Sometimes it takes players a while to get used to. Some never do.
1-2 pitch. Bruce, a swing and a miss. Went chasing. Didn't get it. 7-2 Brew Crew in the 8th.
go to bat in the bottom of the 8th, leading the Mets 7-2. Davey and I getting set for Brewers Live postgame presented by Ascension coming up after the ball game. You need 3 good things, right? You need offense, you need pitching, you need defense.
That's right. And let me tell you, boy, they've gone home runs, 3 home runs. And you know what? Eric Thames didn't hit a home run. He hasn't hit the home run yet.
He's got a chance here.
I tell you what, how about the back-to-back?
So are you calling for a Thames home run this inning?
I just think it wouldn't be right if he didn't hit one.
Well, Sogard has one. We're going to talk about his impressive debut coming up after the ball game as well, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Craig and Davey. Jonathan Villar begins this inning with a bouncer and out number 1. And here comes Eric Thames. So, Davey, we'll see what the first baseman can do for you here.
Davey put a little pressure on him, didn't he?
Gonna heat him up a little bit. Let's go. The Brewers with 4 homers tonight. The first 4-homer night they've had, which is kind of an interesting stat. They've hit 59 bombs this year.
He's expecting one.
One and one the count to Thames. And they've had 9 games where they have hit 3 homers, but this is the first time they have hit 4.
Pulled the strings. Some good changeup we've seen today. And 5th appearance, he got called back up. He was with the Mets early. He got sent down, got called back up on May 1st.
Debut season in the big leagues. A fly ball to right. Lots of room for Jay Bruce. And that's out number 2. Sorry, Davey. Made a good play taking a hit away, though. Good defensive work from Thames here tonight. Here is Hernan Perez.
Haven't needed him yet tonight.
Right. And this team did prove in the middle game of the series against the Red Sox that it can manufacture runs. It scored 7 without benefit of the home run. It's been big, for a team that it's a little more than half of its runs from the long ball, but they were able on Wednesday night to put 7 on the board without going deep. And there's Hernan Perez, who just goes everywhere. He can go deep. It's it all over the field, and he has himself a 3-hit night tonight.
Yeah, he's something else. Yeah, got off to a slow start. His spring training was disrupted. Didn't get a lot of bats in the WBC, and took a while to get going, but here he is again. Fastball down the middle. Look at the approach. I mean, the hands lead the barrel of the bat through the strike zone and able to shoot that pitch into right field. That's beautiful. Well, the more you watch this guy, the more respect you have for what he can do.
Yeah, you really do. And here's Travis Shaw going the other way, a base hit. Perez will stop at second. So after Paul Sewald retired the first 2, Villar and Thames, Perez and Shaw reach.
I think Darnell has a smile on his face.
I hope so.
He should. Those 2 approaches right there.
Smiling inside, but always teaching right here, huh?
And we are talking to him about his at-bat. Talking about maybe the scouting report and what he threw, and more importantly, maybe what he didn't throw, right?
Exactly. There's Domingo Santana. He singled and he has walked tonight. Also a strikeout and a ground ball. 12 hits for Milwaukee in this game. 7 of them against the starter Matt Harvey, and 5 of the 7 runs coming against Harvey. Paul Sewald, the 3rd out of the bullpen tonight, the 26-year-old out of Las Vegas. This is his debut season in the big leagues. It's out of the University of San Diego is Sewald. Teammate of Chris Bryant there. And he's ahead in the count. A ball, 2 strikes to Domingo Santana. And that's strike 3 called, and Santana offers up no argument. We move to the 9th. Brewers lead it 7-2. Park, a 7-2 game. Brewers with that big 4-run 6th. The difference, Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Let the games begin. A couple changes here for the Brewers. Jesus Aguilar now in the game at first. And on the mound is Jacob Barnes.
Well, 19th appearance for Barnes, a .312 earned run average. He's been throwing the baseball much better as of late. His last couple of appearances have been sharp. 19 punch outs and a little over 17 innings of work. And good opponent batting average at .210. He's actually been more effective against lefties than he has against right-handers so far this year.
And we'll start with a lefty and Neil Walker. Walker's had himself a pretty good night at the plate. He has walked, a home run and an RBI single in the 6th. And he cracks another one to right field, a base hit. That's what he does.
That first pitch fastball, and that's pretty much the same location that he hit his home run. I think all 3 of his hits have come pretty much in the same spot in the strike zone. I want to clarify the numbers right and left. Lately, he's been better against lefties.
You know, overall, lefties at .226. And he's lights out good, Barnes. He threw back at those first dozen starts. Right-handers hitting a shade below 200. But the your point still well taken. The average is low against him. And the way Barnes started, went through a bumpy period. Looking for a ground ball here from Granderson, and instead Granderson shoots one down the left field line. That's going to be extra bases as Walker will motor to third. Granderson coasting into second. And the first 2 Mets reaching off of Jacob Barnes in the 9th.
And a little fish shot right down the left field line. They had Shaw played off the line, and on the shit they double for Granderson, and the first rally for the Mets really since the 6th inning. They've been pretty quiet for the last couple.
Only a couple of walks where no harm was done. And now here's T.J. Rivera. Single, a walk, and in between a ground ball to third.
Key pitch right there, that cutter slider. Has really not had very good command of it as of late. Better lately. There it is.
Yeah, again, 0-2. Going to finish this one off and make a winner of Matt Garza. Ground ball over to short. Arcia on the charge. Yes, sir. They'll trade the run to get the out. Walker is in. One out here in the ninth.
Yeah, the runs out there, the runners out there mean nothing in this game. It's the guys coming up. Get them out, and you've got no problems. That's a nice play by Orlando Arcia, coming in hard.
Let's check out what's on tap, presented by Miller Lite. Game 2 of the series. Robert Gesellman on the mound for the Mets. Zach Davies gets the call for the Brew Crew. We'll get our coverage started with Brewers Live at 5:30 here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. One out, and Granderson at third, and that gets by Jet Bandy, and Granderson will score, and it's a 7-4 game. Just start over here, Jacob. Lucas Duda, his first game back off the DL because of the hyperextended elbow. Is it into a double play? He has struck out with a fly ball to left. Two balls, no strikes.
Yeah, good pitch, breaking ball on 2-0.
Two-one pitch. Swing and a miss. Rene Rivera on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Lucas Duda. And he has to go down and block that. Trying to avoid the drama here in the 9th inning, but the Mets have scored a couple of runs. A leadoff single from Walker, a double from Granderson.
And forced to get up Jared Hughes. Didn't want to do that.
Payoff pitch to Duda. That's hit well into right center field, and that's a gap shot. And Lucas Duda will have himself a double. So the Mets aren't done. They're down 3, but still punching.
Yep, and the tying run still on deck. You wonder if Craig Counsell is going to go get Barnes here. There's that cut fastball that really didn't do much. It just spun up there, and Duda centers on it and rips it into the gap. That one had no break on it. He tried to overthrow it.
He's going to let him face Rene Rivera.
And the other thing you have to worry yourself about, there he comes. Top of the order, one more base runner. Top of the order is going to come up.
Counsell's going to go ahead and make the move here with 1 out, 1 on, and 2 in here in the 9th. We will take a look at Jared Hughes will be coming on. Brewers lead 7-4. ninth, and they are still going. A double from Lucas Duda. It's a 7-4 game. The Brewers leading, and Craig Counsell had to pull Jacob Barnes, and he brings in Jared Hughes.
Yeah, had yesterday off. He pitched a scoreless inning on Wednesday. He talked about he came in with the bases loaded, gave up only 1 run, stranded 2 runners. Got a man at second base and 1 out. And 1 more base run, you get Conforto coming up. You don't want to have to deal with that.
Yeah, you're right. He's been quiet tonight, but he's been very good in the leadoff spot for Terry Collins. Here is Rene Rivera. His 3rd inning single extended his hitting streak to 7 games. Jared Hughes misses. 4 runs, 8 hits for the Mets. Rivera has driven in 8 runs this year. Hits this one in the air to left field. Hernan Perez at the track for out number 2.
Yeah, it just didn't sound like it was going to leave the ballpark.
One more out to go for Jared Hughes, and he will face Wilmer Flores. Pinch hitting here in the 9th. Jared Hughes looking to put this one away, as you see Flores. A pinch hitting roll due to the runner at second. For a time, Flores thought he was headed to Milwaukee a couple years ago, right in the middle of the game. Trade that never happened. 0-1 pitch. He has 3 career saves, does Jared Hughes. 0-2 the count to Flores. Here it comes. Mets have scored twice here in the 9th. Hughes looking to put a stop to it. Get the Brewers back to 2 games above 500. 28,000 plus here at Miller Park tonight. Hughes ready with the 1-2 pitch. Make it 2-2. Mark Ripperger says Flores checked it. Two balls, 2 strikes. And now the count is full.
Now, you don't want to walk this guy. His run doesn't mean anything, but you walk him and then Conforto comes up. Then you got problems. You don't want to see him come up.
Do not. He's homered 8 times this year, has Conforto. Hughes trying to avoid him. Ready with the 3-2 pitch. Need one more 3-2 pitch. Lucas Duda, the runner at second. Here's the payoff. Another foul ball. Good battle here with Flores. 2-run ninth here so far for New York. Hughes trying to stop it right here, right now. The 3-2 again. Fly ball, right field, shallow. Santana the catch, and the Brewers take the opener of this weekend series. What a night for Eric Sogard. Big 2-run homer, part of a 4-run sixth. Hernan Perez, another big night at the plate. 3 hits, including a solo homer. And Jared Hughes nails down the save as he stops the Mets cold after they scored twice in the ninth.
Enough, 4 home runs. I mean, that was the difference. Bottom of the order once again doing a good job. And how about Matt Garza? I mean, 3 consecutive very good starts, and he's now 2-0.
And the Brewers move 2 games above 500. They're now 19-17 as the Brewers win it 7-4. Let's send it down to Craig Gashawn, ready to roll with Brewers Live.
Okay, Matt, thanks very much. Good start to the series once again for Milwaukee. They're 3-1 on the homestand. We'll hear from Craig Counsell, go over Garza's day. Hear from Eric Sogard as well. All coming up next on Brewers Live.